Is UCN hell? Is a question that the FNAF fandom has been trying to figure out the answer to since its release. Whether you are a fan of this game or not, it doesn't matter, because today I'll be going over how UCN is indeed a spiritual hell dimension and how it was probably Scott's intention to make it this way. Without wasting any time, let's get started. First, let's start off with the book's limited impact on the game's narrative. Scott has stated that the novel trilogy is a separate canon from the games. While Fazbear's Frights is closer to the game, Scott's comments indicate it's not wholly canonical, with some stories directly connected and others serving as parallels. This suggests the books complement rather than dictate the game's narrative. As noted, Fazbear's Frights aims to fill gaps and answer questions, but Scott's non-committal stance on canonicity, similar to his response to the Mangle's gender debates, implies flexibility. Stories like The Man in Room 1280 provide insight into Athens' torment but don't overwrite UCN's depiction as a spiritual realm in the games. The FNAF games from FNAF 1 to Security Breach form a self-contained story arc centered on Athens' crimes, the children's vengeance, and Michael's redemption. UCN fits as a culmination of Athens' punishment, independent of Fazbear's Frights' alternative scenarios. For example, FNAF 6's Fire and Henry's speech don't require Fazbear's Frights to establish UCN's context. In The Man in Room 1280, Athens' survival in a hospital contrasts with FNAF 6's implied death, but this doesn't negate the game's narrative. Instead, it offers a parallel perspective, possibly explaining how Athens' essence persists, like as Glitchtrap and Help Wanted, if you believe Athens' consciousness is in Glitchtrap or whatever, but I'm not going to get into that today. But yeah, the book's role is to enrich lore, not enforce a singular canon. So yeah, in conclusion for that, the Fazbear's Frights books have a supplementary role providing insights and parallels without overriding the game's narrative. UCN's status as a hellish dimension is grounded in the game's evidence, and the book's alternative depictions don't diminish its interpretation. Now let's get into how UCN could be hell or a spiritual dimension. UCN's gameplay is unique in the FNAF series, with no clear endpoint since the nights repeat endlessly, well, in a lore standpoint, and 50 animatronics attacking the player who is heavily implied to be William Afton, obviously. The difficulty, combined with the phrase "the one you should not have killed," suggests a punitive experience tailored to Athens' crimes. The repetitive suffering aligns with traditional depictions of hell as eternal torment, with these voice lines.
Let's taste death again and again and again. Burn with me. This is how it feels, and you get to experience it over and over and over again.
What is this new prison? Is it me trapped, or is it you? Perhaps it is us both.
When only Old Man Consequences is active, a cutscene shows a bear sprite, which is likely Golden Freddy, told to rest your own soul and leave the demon to his demons. This is strongly suggesting that Athens is in the spiritual realm tormented for his sins while the children's soul have moved on. Now, the Will Hell theory, which is Athens in Hell, is widely supported by fans and aligns with Scott's narrative style, which often incorporates Christian themes like redemption and punishment. Scott's devout Christian background, noted in fan discussions and stuff, supports the idea that UCN is a metaphorical hell. While Scott hasn't explicitly confirmed UCN as hell, his ambiguous statements encourage fan interpretation, and the hell theory is more consistent with the game's evidence than the Michael and Purgatory theory, which is low-key trash. I don't know why people made that thing, but yeah, which relies on unconfirmed premises, so yeah. Also, UCN has a connection with FNAF 6, as Henry's speech in FNAF 6 about the darkest pit of hell foreshadows Athens' fate in UCN, reinforcing the idea that UCN is a spiritual consequence of his actions. I think you guys know where I'm going here. The assertion that Athens' survival in Fazbear's Fright means UCN is in hell in that universe is misapplied. In Fazbear's Frights, UCN is framed as a nightmare, but this doesn't invalidate the game's depiction of UCN as a hellish dimension. The books and games can coexist with different interpretations of the same event. People claim that Athens didn't die after FNAF 6 and Fazbear's Frights is inaccurate for that story, because This doesn't prove that UCN isn't held in the game's canon, as two narratives serve different purposes. Alright, so since this video is about UCN, I wanted to include this in the video. BV, the one you should not have killed, and Cassidy, Receiver. Two of the most worst theories that could ever come out of this community. So first off, I want to say, in FNAF world, it is stated to be a sanctuary, basically like heaven, but a simulated version, created by Cassidy to lead Crying Child in the journey of finding the pieces to set them free. This is supported by the survival logbook and the minigames as we collect remnants of things that are buried within the Crying Child's memories. The MCI is a part of CC's memories. We can't save the Crying Child until we save the other 4 kids so they can come to the party. The biggest evidence for the MCI occurring around the time of the Crying Child's birthday is the very fact that the pieces themselves are pieces of the missing children's incident. If you put the minigames and the memories in context, because of the remnant injection from Sister Location, Michael is able to see the past events of FNAF through the minigames. In FNAF 3's Follow Me minigame, the pieces were given to us in the hallway near Foxy's Pirate Cove. The same pieces you put into place in FNAF World to free the Crying Child and the other kids' souls. Another thing is that FNAF World and UCN are very similar. The inclusion and connection of Old Man Consequences, the various FNAF World characters that show up on your desk, the character roster, and the 8-bit Freddy trophy you earn in FNAF World from what you do in UCN implies that both games are creations of Cassidy's for entirely different purposes. Cassidy never shows up to the happiest day because it is inconsistent with her vengeful agenda. She has no desire to be free, but to make Athens suffer, since it was explicitly shown that she is persistent in making him pay for his actions in UCN. So yeah, that was about it for this video. If you guys want to see more like this, make sure to leave a like, comment what you want to see next, and subscribe and press the notification bell so you can get notified anytime I make videos like these. And I'll see you guys in the next one. It's in February out.